This is Lady Myya. Hello, you guys. Another podcast. Yes, it is another podcast. Listen, I have someone here with me. Her name is Vivian. Okay, so she is the person that has the sense of spirituality and different things like that, going with the body and going with the flow. And she's teaching us how to make this work for us. She's a coach. And so we got questions. I know we do. And we're going to get them answered. So thank you so much, Miss Vivian, for joining me, Lady Myya, living your best life. If you could please say hello to the Mayan tribe.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here, Lady Myya. Thank you for having me on. And hello, everybody. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so you got to give us the lowdown on what is the Viv ideal healing.
It's vivid.
Ideal healing. Vivid healing.
Yeah,
Okay.
vividhealing.com. So
Mhm.
Vivid Healing shows the different things that I do as a coach and as a creative, as a healing guide, including Reiki, Akashic Records. I have hypnotherapy in my practice. I've been interested in everything spiritual and everything healing, energetic. So I've been studying this stuff for probably over 20 years now. Since 98, I was certified in Reiki, curious about energy and what it meant. So my dad had some bad back pains and issues. He had surgery on his back. And I felt inspired to like lay my hands on him and do some massage for him. And he asked me, how did you know where the pain was? And I was like, my hands just went there. And so it was almost like this magnetism, right? And so that started my Reiki path in college. When I'd heard about it, I was like, oh, I need to know that. I need to practice that. I need to learn about it. So
Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so is it that you sense it, see it, feel it, all these things? Is that how that works?
it is. I usually start out with an intention for the person I'm working with and working on. This is done in person. It can also be done, through the phone or even from a distance without connecting with the person. I
Mm-hmm.
can call in a person's name and I would visualize their body.
Right.
And even if they're in front of me, it does sometimes become like a visual language. Um, so things can be shown to me. I could feel things with my hands and energetically. So it's a mix of all of these things, including feelings. Sometimes even words might come through. And this is similar, and a connection also, I believe, with like the Akashic records, which is another, modality for figuring things out or finding information,
Mm-hmm.
and helping clients with areas where they might feel stuck or need some clarity or need some confirmation. So yeah.
Well, you know what? I guess for me, like I'm more of a person that likes to kind of see it, but like paint the picture of how it normally looks when you are like introduced to a person that is trying to take advantage of your services.
So do you mean Reiki specifically or something like Akashic records or coaching? There's-
Okay, let's go with Reiki.
Okay, so with Reiki, if I have a person in person, they would lay down on a table, and
Okay.
then I would I would talk to them first and check in with what they've been feeling, what brings them into a Reiki session, also if they've ever experienced Reiki before.
Mhm.
Um, and then I usually ask when I start, do you feel the energy? Because I like to know if they're sensitive to energy or not. And
Okay.
sometimes throughout the session, I'll ask if they're feeling things or what's coming up,
Right.
because that helps me also gauge, what I'm doing. So to me, it's what I start doing is clearing the energetic field first around the body, and it's like a
Mhm.
sweeping motion. I'll use certain symbols that are Reiki symbols that help kind of open up that energetic force in my hands. I do a prayer to connect to my guides, my guardians, and to connect to their guides and guardians, and to bring in some healing energetics. So the symbols, the connection with the earth and the sky. So there's a grounding in there. And then I'm led with my hands and through just the feelings that I'm having to move to different parts of their body. After the sweeping and the clearing, then we're engaging into parts that might need a little more attention to help bring in more movement, more some clearing or opening of certain things.
Mhm.
And yeah, and it can help with ailments. It can help somebody maybe become aware of something that they might have not been aware of actually too.
Really?
Yeah. And it also, there's also a peaceful feeling with the Reiki energy.
Mhm.
Um, so it could bring about calm. Sometimes because Reiki and the energies are about getting to the root of pain or root of issues,
Mhm.
because a lot of things we carry are in our cellular memory, right?
Mm.
Sometimes we forget about them. We disassociate from certain things, and
Right.
and so getting to the root actually um, allows clearing from a deeper place and awareness, which
Mhm.
sometimes can be a little tough because it means you have some work to do. So Reiki is
Mhm.
not only just like light and love and you're going to be calm and good after every session. Sometimes it does start to sweep up the deeper stuff that sometimes we don't want to face. But if
Right.
we're ready to make a shift or a change in our life, and we want to become aware of some of the work we need to do on ourselves to get to that next level, like that's
Mhm.
what Reiki can sometimes stir up.
Mm.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
No,
Yeah.
that makes complete sense. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't know it was that deep. I really didn't understand at some point in time. Okay, so the other one, which was this, what was it?
The Akashic Records.
Yes.
hmm
How
You
does that
know,
work?
I want to say too, Lady Myya, that I love that you're bringing up these questions because I was doing Reiki out of my home. I had a home-based practice, and
Okay.
then I realized I want to help people like learn how to do their own, um, self-coaching or, like I can help you energetically and you'll feel good, but then to do that next step of that inner work, a lot of people kind of stave off of. They don't want to go there
Um,
or they don't have the support. And so I feel like that's what led me into coaching. And with the Akashic Records, that's like I was saying that it can sometimes give you confirmation for things that you're feeling or sensing but are afraid to do. So when you're getting a confirmation, you're like, okay, she read that in my field. She read that, energetically. And so I'm going to move towards that because that's a yes, that feels
mhm.
good. So the Akashic Records is another energetic kind of realm or force. And some people refer to it as like the etheric library. It's like the library of all the lives that we've ever lived, of
Mhm.
all the experiences we've ever had and known. And it's a way to access information that can unblock us, that can help us realize our worth. And sometimes it's visitors from another realm. Like I've had a grandmother come through. I've had, people come through with messages sometimes. And for me, it's very visceral. Like sometimes, and it depends who I'm reading for, honestly. Like
No.
it depends who I'm reading for, what comes through. Every experience is different. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's very practical advice. Sometimes it's, a message that someone needs to hear from a loved one who has passed. Maybe they're harboring something or they're afraid. And so receiving that information or that message can allow them to move forth or open up in their lives.
Right.
So, yeah. And the Akashic Records also begins with like a grounding prayer opening the light realms. And so I use my imagination a lot. I use energetic knowing, and I've come into my own ways of grounding my energies, because when I started Reiki over 20 years ago now, I was very ungrounded and had so much of my own healing to do that I feel like it's taken me like 20 years almost to say I'm ready to offer this stuff more solidly in a
Right.
more well-rounded, holistic way that includes the whole human, because I've practiced my own embodiment. And that means I'm not disassociating from my life anymore like I used to escape, but
Right.
I'm in it more solidly, knowing that I matter and that what I offer and what I do in my life matters. And that's what I want to show people, is that they matter, and what they want to do in their lives, where what they want to pursue, who they want to be, does matter, and it's important. And if we're all doing that, imagine, what an amazing world this could be,
That that is the truth. That it really, I think that would take us away, or the people that may be struggling with reality right now, away from the chaotic and different things like that, and really focusing and centering on themselves,
Hmm.
which would, that would just make the world a better place, definitely, because then everybody would have value and they would see value in everybody else. I think that would
Hmm.
be such a wonderful thing. Okay, so the coaching, how's that going?
So the coaching, it's really it's going well, and every client has different things that they come with, right?
Mhm,
So it really is based on what the client needs, but I do incorporate things like meditation, and I'll do spontaneous meditative practices with my clients, and I'll
mhm.
record them so they could use it again and again.
Wow.
Um, Sometimes I've also studied breath work, so I'm a breath work teacher. If someone's having anxiety and needs to just ground and feel their body, that's another practice I bring in.
Mhm,
So I have a lot of different modalities I can pull from. And so sometimes it's Reiki over the phone, or Reiki over and again, it's like I'm an intuitive empowerment coach.
mhm,
So I use my intuition to help create a bridge that allows me to access, whatever my clients are telling me, to access tools that I can use to help them, as best as I can in that session.
yeah,
And usually I'll outline a program that we're going to do for the time that we have together.
mhm. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so this is it's I feel like, and I could be so wrong, and you can tell me.
Okay. Yep.
But I feel like this is more so like one of those moments that you have to be very um, just accepting, and different things like that. You have to be open, and I'm pretty sure that there might have been people that you met or whatever that weren't so believable in what was kind of going on, and I can understand that to a degree, because everything is energy, and different things like that. I have senses as well, but not in the form of yours, by no means. And not that I would ever denounce anything that you're doing, because I think it's absolutely interesting. It's so like,
Hmm.
how does that even work? Getting into someone's energy and just having it sounds like a recharge to me. Like, like you plug the battery in, and
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
it is, and you just kind of open them up to get the positive energy back. Now, have you seen any stories that, that the positive energy had did so much good in their lives and different things like that?
So I had one client just tell me that when we sat together and I created the meditation for her at that time in her life, this was like last year, she said it helped her with her confidence so much that her family dynamics were changing. And, she signed up again with me because she felt really positive about her experiences. Yeah. And then, you know, I know some clients just really need like almost some hand holding, like acknowledgement for what they're going through, and
Mhm.
also, someone to sit with them and listen to what they're going through and then guide them gently. So I'm a bit of a gentle guide, but I can be firm sometimes when you need a little bit of a push, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, in retrospect, you are definitely a coach. You know how when on the sports, portion of it, and it's just like,
Right.
okay, I'm gonna give you the plays. I'm just gonna have you go. I just need you to implement. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But you're that support as well, which is like such an awesome thing. At the same time, I'm like, wow, like to speak to someone that does Reiki. I've only seen like maybe videos and different things like that, and I didn't really truly understand what was going on. I was just like, is that dark magic? I don't know what's happening here. Kind of situation, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Do you deal with crystals or stones or anything like that as well?
I do have my collection and I have used them. But usually it's not like a main ingredient in my Reiki recipes. Usually I'm relying on my own intentions, the prayers that I'm taking in from what my exchanges with the client and what they need, and then, working with the energetics and visualization, as well as the tools of the symbols in Reiki.
Right,
And
right.
it's actually about light magic, like
Mhm.
the purest, whitest light. And there's rainbow colors. There's all colors that can come through that relate to the chakras and the energetic
Mhm.
systems.
Exactly.
And yeah, and I feel like there's guidance from the other side too within the realms of Reiki. I feel
Mhm.
like, I've always been drawn to things we cannot see. I
Yeah.
believe there's so many layers to things, and I feel like a lot of people have had experiences, maybe subtle, but like when somebody passes or
Mhm.
a loved one, can passes or dies, and certain experiences that happen that feel a little unusual or different, but you know that there's love, there's something emanating, there's something that's happened that you can't really put into words. I feel like, energy work and the intention is super important. And um, I think that's the main thing too, is, what is the, like, how are you putting that out there? And,
Yeah.
for me, it always starts with connecting to the light source, praying, connecting to guides and guardians, and the light of all that is, and bringing in, this prayer and this intention to help heal this person for their highest good and those around them, including, whatever dynamics need to shift to allow this person to grow into the wholeness that they want to experience. And
Mhm.
Lady Myya, I'm almost getting like this feeling like that maybe I should share a little energy, and I don't know, would you?
Oh,
I
heck
love
yes,
I love
please.
your,
We
yeah,
need it.
I love the background colors, this like purple, and they almost look crystalline. So I'm just gonna go ahead and begin, and I'm gonna start with this opening. It's a bit of a spiral symbol, and it's an opening to bring in that light. And I'm just imagining pillars of light. And go ahead and just take in a couple of deep breaths through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let's do two more. Inhale. See if you could hold your breath just for a moment and allow yourself to feel supported by where you're seated. If you're not seated, see if you can take a moment just to sit down and breathe into your body. Taking in a deep breath, holding it, and releasing. And I'm feeling called to speak about our bodies as a vessel. Okay, we are beings of light, of the most beautiful, and I even want to say the word crystalline light. We are so much more than we know. So I'm continuing to bring in this energy and think of it as a bridge. Think of it as a connector to you and your higher self, to not what you need to know, to not what you already know, but to your breath, to the life force that is within you and that is you. You are a beautiful being, and wherever you feel pain or hurt, wherever you feel that in your body, in your vessel, allow this energy coming in through and around your body to enter and to cleanse and to bring light, to allow an unfolding of anything that doesn't feel right. What feels heavy? Is it in your heart? Is it on the top of your head? Is it your shoulders? What are you carrying that you can just release for this time together right now? Take some more deep breaths as needed. Allow this energy to be felt. Allow your body to just pull it in. I'm just feeling this beautiful light coming through, and allow it to embrace you, to hold you. Keep taking breaths. Feel this energy coming in deeper and deeper into your gut. And it's a loving energy. There's nothing to be afraid of or to have guard up about. And if you do, just know that that energy can be there for you later, like a deposit. And it's something you could access before you go to bed, or when you're ready to sit and calmly take something in. Remember to put on some loving, light music in your days. Music can be so healing. To be out in nature. And for some more support, imagine something just that you could lean up against, like the trunk of a tree. Allow yourself to feel even more supported by this beautiful planet that we inhabit, that we are guests of, this beautiful planet Earth, this mother force that allows us to be here. We are part of this being that we're living on. We are all connected just by that, by being human, by breathing the same air. Coming into presence every day, knowing that you are a sacred vessel. Your body needs to move. Your body needs to breathe and to move and to laugh and to sway like a tree. Your body needs to have water and nourishment. What can you do to be more loving to your body today? Can you touch it gently, kindly, nicely? Can you give it an embrace? Could you do something more of, like brush your hair or take walks so you're moving your bones and your muscles? What could you do that could be more gentle to you in each of your days? Take in a couple more deep breaths. And feeling a sunlight, a light, any kind of light, any color light above you. Allow that light, golden, white, silver, whatever color, blue, green, allow it to emanate and shower over you. Allow it to heal anything or something that you're ready to let go of. You're ready to let that shed off and trickle off. Sometimes there's a lot of layers. Let's just do 1-2 layer at a time. There's no need to force anything. No need to push. Just allow gently. And I feel like this is such a period of time of gentleness. How can I be more gentle? How can I be more kind to myself? A lot of times we have stories in our heads and things that keep running like a tape player over and over, like a record. So what could I do to release some of that and to enjoy my life and take moments of that every day? Know that you could access this. You could do this again and again by taking some quiet time, by going within, by taking walks in nature, by doing a little prayer or intention over your water. You are magical. You have magic in you, and you can also produce, magic in your life just with your intention. So I'm giving thanks for you, for being here, for listening, for tuning in, for connecting, and for breathing more deeply. Thanks for you for being here. Thank you for having me here. And I want to thank the light, the guides, the guardians, the guidance for this prayer and this meditative practice. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Wishing you light, love, and purity in your heart, so that you may be clear, you may have goodness in your life, in your body, and in your heart. Wishing you all the best. Aho, amen, a woman. Blessings.
Wow, I like that.
That was fun. That was a journey for me too.
It was. I was just like, oh my gosh, don't let me fall. Oh, that was amazing. I can see why they keep coming back. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Body's like, okay, no, let's go back. No. But that was amazing. And I can see why, the light and the sounds and just kind of getting in your head and kind of wiping away some of those cobwebs, you just got to breathe it out and different things like that. It gives you a sense of calmness, and it gives you a sense of, the muscles aren't nearly as tense and different things like that. And Lord knows I got tension all up in my shoulders. And I was just like, okay, okay, we could do this. And that's well, at least it's not as much pain as I can say.
Well, I'm glad you felt a release.
Yes, I didn't know what was going to happen, and the fact that it did like take it down a notch, and I was just like, ooh, I'm gonna have to do this and play this later. Certainly. Well, what would you like to tell my Mayan tribe, dear heart?
Oh, I would love to tell them, well, I just want to thank you for being here. And, something I've heard recently is like, not everybody makes it into a body. I know this sounds a little abstract and a little strange, but it's true. Like there's a lot of things that happen in between lives. And I mean, I've researched this stuff, like life after life. I've researched, and I've just always been so engaged and interested about spirit. And it takes a lot to be here sometimes. It's not an easy planet to live on. There's a lot of, hardship, and there's a lot of pain. Yet when we experience things and pains in life, and then when we get to another side of it, another angle, another dimension, it's like it takes us deeper into the joys that we can feel. So if you're going through some hard pains, if you're having a hard time, see if you could start a small practice for yourself, and maybe just start with your heart, and just some breaths, and starting to have some quiet time that you can start to develop a relationship with yourself. And it becomes a treasure when you really can carve some of that time out to be tender, to be with yourself. to
Yeah.
start to know and actually love yourself. Because, a lot of the messages we get is we're not good enough, you got to do this and this and this to get somewhere. And there's always a push or a shove, or push and a shove, and you need a little love. So yeah, so just, finding some gentleness somewhere in there. And, nature has definitely been a respite for me, and throughout my life, and drumming, singing, dancing. And, I created this small course. It's like a 5-week course. It's very affordable. It's $99 for the 5 sessions. And I created it because I've been using movement, dance, writing, music as healing force, especially during this time, to connect with people. And it's something that I wanted to do, and Spirit kept telling me, like, okay, I'm writing all the information down, and now it's time to put it out there, because I haven't held a group program like this before. So I'm really excited about it. But it would incorporate movement, tenderness, taking the time for yourself, music and writing, journaling and connecting, and sometimes finding those spots that are like, oh goodness, this is a big fear of mine, and now I'm connecting to that, and now I'm gonna write about it so I can unleash some things. And having some time to share in this small group supportive container is what I'm doing right now. So that's another piece that I wanted to share with you. So if anyone's interested in that, you can contact me at my first initial V, like Vivian, Sakell, Sakell, 333@gmail.com. So you can ask for more information in there. And also on my in my website, vividhealing.com, you can get on my newsletter if you're interested in hearing what I have to say and seeing anything that I'm offering in the near future. Okay.
That is amazing. Wow. Groups. It may just be the dynamic is a little different, and you got so many different, like, just, people and what they think and how they respond. So you have like that personality change, and that should be really, really interesting from what they would actually take from that. And oh man, to be a fly on the wall. I would be absolutely astonished at the whole thing. I might have to have you back, because everybody needs a little something up and down, and that all around situation. Whew. If we could just kind of hone in and just renew our energies, because I think that's what you just did. You renewed the energies that we have within, and I think that is such an amazing thing, because you don't think about it until it's introduced to you, and then it's like, okay, and then you get into it, and you're like, oh my God, I feel so good, this is so awesome. And because I even feel better, and I'm like, what just happened? Don't let me fall, because I'm up there in the sky, and you gave me the colors, and I just flew. And I was just like, this is nice. This is so amazing. And I can't wait. I'm definitely going to harass you now, Vivian. Like, you can't get rid of me now.
Well, I'm excited. I love having these conversations. It's one of my favorite things to do. I get to connect with you, Lady Myya, and, and talk to people I haven't talked to before. This is my first time on your show. So Thanks so much for having me. And I love sharing. I'm a teacher. I teach.
But we love that. I think, you being a teacher, you even explained it to me to where I could actually understand. And I think that was big, because I'll look at you like you got 14 heads. Like, why are we talking about this? But you did give me something, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being on my show. This is so amazing. Okay, so so how will they reach you? I know you said the Vivid Healing And so I'm going to have all her information below, you guys. I'm just going to, I'm going to have, her dates and different things like that she has going on. So this won't be her last time on the show. I'm telling y'all now, because I'm going to be like, okay, Vivian, where you at, honey? I'm gonna need to talk to you. We need to talk. We need to get this up here. And so, because I want you guys to be relaxed. I want you to understand I do this. Okay, first off, reason why we do the podcast is because if you are not happy where you are, understand that there are always options. And me interviewing the people that I do, it gives you the opportunity to look at someone else's fantasy or passion or anything like that and see if that's something that might be for you, because you may just be lost because of the fact that all you're doing is seeing tunnel vision and what's in front of you, and you're not seeing that there are other options. You don't have to be one way, for anyone else. You need to be that way, whatever way you want to be, that's going to make you a better person. And so this is why I interview so many people and just these spectacular individuals. Look at Vivian, okay? She helps you with your mental capacity. So she may even help you calm yourself down enough to find that passion and reignite that thing and get you to get going, to have your own and have your passion and be on your way to where you need to be. Certainly. Thank you so much, Vivian. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Myya. I'm so grateful that you asked me to be here today.
I appreciate you taking the offer. You guys, we love you so much. Okay, so reminder is I'm on Patreon. You'll see it in the description as well. That is only to help with the fact that I'm getting content. I'm getting more content. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better for you, not just you, for someone else. You can pass this along, have someone else listen to it, and they may just feel something and get their energies recharged as well, and they'll thank you. Trust me. They'll thank you. But definitely, I'm on Patreon. Got that down there. And at the same time, if you want to be on the show, if you have something to say, or you have a great story, why don't you hit me up on my email address? That is the number one, Lady Myya, and that's at gmail.com. That's MYYA. You know why, you guys, because a home girl is special. Love you so much, you guys, and I hope you guys have a most wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys later.